And we're back with the program. This is Gerald Glassford from the Pop Culture Cosmos and Game Source. We truly appreciate you being part of the broadcast here today. And I'll tell you what, I'm getting hungry again because guess who's back? It is our good friend from all the way down in the great, great country of Australia. He is the man, the myth, the legend when it comes to barbecuing and great holiday cooking ideas. It is Ben Arnot from the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast and SmokingHotConfessions.com. How are you today?
Mate, I'm absolutely fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I know there's a little bit of lag going on, but we definitely truly appreciate you coming on to the show today. I wanted to get some quick hits from you as far as with Thanksgiving coming up. I really need to know from the man who I think cooks the best food out there, what is the best way to cook a very, very cool and innovative holiday turkey for this Thanksgiving?
Well, if you're looking for something innovative, I like to cook what I call a Thanksgiving fatty. What is it's a bit of a non-traditional take, and what I do is I like to get I season up a whole bunch of turkey mince with some onion, some garlic, some fennel, all that sort of stuff. The traditional sort of poultry spices. Use some layers of baking paper and a rolling pin, and I'll roll that out nice and flat. And I'll mix up my favorite turkey stuffing recipe with onions, celery, and all that good stuff in there as well. And roll that out nice and flat. And then I flip one over on top of the other and roll the whole lot up into a big log, big turkey and stuffing log. Around that, I'll get some tail ends of bacon, and I'll make a bacon weave out of it. So you layer them over each other and out of each other to make like a little bacon blanket, big mince log, and then I stick that in the bacon blanket and I roll the bacon blanket up around that and secure it all with toothpicks and then smoke that up over a tray of vegetables. So all the bacon and the turkey drippings drip down onto the vegetables, so you're roasting the vegetables in the meat drippings at the same time. And mate, it just comes out.
It just comes out what? That part didn't come out.
It just comes out spectacular.
Oh, that's awesome indeed. I promised myself I ate before we spoke today. And I'll tell you what, I am hungry again after hearing that great Thanksgiving recipe. I'll tell you what, it is our good friend. Again, it's Ben Arnot from the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast and SmokingHotConfessions.com. His great podcast on barbecuing and great cooking tips where he has great interviews and also recipe ideas. It's available now on Apple Podcasts, Overcast.fm, Player.fm, YouTube, Libsyn, and now he is on iHeartRadio as well. And I wanted to share it. I wanted to share it to the entire world on Pop Culture Cosmos, but I couldn't, and I was really sad. So I had to eat something instead. But that's okay. I'll tell you what, this is a can't miss podcast for anybody out there that loves barbecuing and loves cooking. It's a great pleasure indeed to have him on the show. Ben, I want to ask, for holiday cooking, it is that time. It's getting to be late in the year. Christmas is around the corner, and everybody is searching for some great cooking ideas for the holidays. I know that you definitely have some in mind. You obviously gave us a great tip when it came to making that Thanksgiving mince, which, oh my gosh, that even still sounds good right now. But do you have any more great cooking ideas for this holiday season?
Mate, thank you for all those kind words. It's certainly very exciting to be able to do what I love and to love what I do. So yeah, when it comes to that mince log, if you are stressed about the holidays, as I like to say, just smoke a Thanksgiving fatty and relax. in terms of some other things that that you can cook for the holidays, you do have your traditional turkey. And what a lot of people will do is, like, as in whole bird, I mean, what will do is they'll take that inside and put that in the oven. Weber just sitting out on the deck. And my mother-in-law, who was from Arkansas, actually taught me this particular technique. And you know, if you've got some cholesterol problems, this is probably not the recipe for you. Just as a little hashtag disclaimer. To do is she liked to load up the charcoal baskets on either side of the Weber and get the thing nice and hot. So we're not particularly going low and slow on this. We're sort of going at kind of regular oven roasting temperatures. Do is about every 40-45 minutes, top it up with a few more chunks of smoking wood, you know, some nice pecan, get a bit of a nutty flavor with your turkey if that's what you like. Use some fruit wood if you like something a little bit more subtle. But about every 40-45 minutes, we would lift the lid off, turn the bird around to make sure it was cooking evenly, and she'd get a big stick of butter and just rub the whole bird down with butter about every 45 minutes. So over the space of about a couple of years ago now, I think it took us 5 or 6 hours, we used 2 whole sticks of butter on this bird.
And that was the span over, and that was at the over the span. That was over the span of 5 to 6 hours. Is that correct?
Sorry, over the span of what?
Over the span of how many hours?
From memory, I think it took us about 5 hours. I think it was not a huge bird. It was because you know, you've got to be able to fit it under the dome of the Weber. So you know, you got to be a bit logical about the size of your bird. But yeah, it was from memory, it was about 5 or 6 hours. It was a good afternoon's worth of cooking. And yeah, we used half a kilogram. So what's that? About a pound of butter? No, sorry. Yeah,
It's about that. Yes.
2 pounds to a kilo. So yeah, so one pound of butter. Butter, rub that all over the outside of the skin of the bird about every 45 minutes, and it came out this beautiful golden caramel brown, and the skin was just crispy out of the bird. It was just phenomenal.
Oh my gosh. If you're really keen, I'm getting hungry again. I'm telling you, I'm getting hungry again.
If you're really keen, you can mix yourself up a nice herb butter and just gently lift the skin up over the breasts and butter in underneath, and so that'll melt down through the meat from inside the bird. So yeah, there's a few little tricks there that you can try.
That's some awesome ideas indeed. Once again, this is Ben Arnot from the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast and SmokingHotConfessions.com. You want to check out his site because he's got a lot of great ideas for cooking and barbecuing tips. And also as well, check out his podcast, now available on Apple Podcasts, Overcast.fm, Player.fm, YouTube, Libsyn, and iHeartRadio, which goes into detail as far as cooking, barbecuing, both competitively and also as well those for looking to make a better meat as far as cooking it, barbecuing, ribs, beef, steak, chicken, the whole 9 yards. He covers it all. He has great interviews, and I'll tell you what, you got to check it out, the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast. I want to ask you, Ben, we talk so much about the turkey and a holiday meal, but there's also things like ham or maybe some great side dish ideas. What do you tend to lean on, or what do you suggest to people out there looking for surrounding that beautiful bird that you just talked about cooking with some great side dishes, or even a ham that maybe will be done in a fashion that you really like to do?
Oh, I can think of 2 straight off the top of my head. Here in Australia, it's really hot at Christmas time, and so we only sort of do a hot lunch for Christmas if it's a cool kind of day. So prawns are pretty much king of Christmas here in Australia, or shrimp is what you guys would call them. That I love to do is to get some skewers, like kebab skewers, and I will alternate big strips of bacon like we used for the turkey log, slide the end of a strip of bacon onto the end of the skewer, put on a prawn, put on a piece of pineapple, and then thread the bacon back over and then a prawn, and then pineapple, and then bacon, prawn, pineapple, bacon, prawn, pineapple, bacon. And I then mix up a beautiful little maple syrup-based glaze. And I'll go out onto the grill. I'll get the grill to a sort of medium to high level heat, and I will have pre-glazed these kebabs. Stick them on the grill, turning them quickly so the sugar in the maple syrup doesn't burn, because you don't want that. And then just periodically a little bit of that maple syrup glaze, and you just get this the maple syrup, the sweetness of that kind of cancels out the tartness of the pineapple, so you get the fruity flavor of the pineapple with that real sort of syrupy maple flavor on the prawns and the bacon. And it's just it's salty, it's sweet, it's fruity, it's meaty. It's just fantastic. And so then you can either just serve up the skewers as they are, people just pick them up and just on them, or you can actually pull everything off and chop up the bacon into little pieces and sort of mix it all up and sort of have like a I don't know, like a maple bacon salad, I guess.
Oh,
so that'll be my first idea.
That's delicious. You had me there, but please continue.
The other thing that I like to do, again, you can do this just in a simple little Weber. Parents' house, crawling under the house. I'll almost guarantee that every single set of parents out there will have a Weber under their house somewhere. And go and grab that for Christmas. Grab yourself a leg of ham and smoke it yourself. So you want to get one that hasn't been smoked yet. And you want to take that home. You want to set that up in your Weber. Set your Weber up for indirect, low and slow smoking. So the way I do it is I put one charcoal basket right over to one side, like hard up one edge, up against one edge of the barbecue. Little chunks of wood in there. Now, when we're doing pork, I love to do it with apple. I find apple wood just matches with pork just beautifully. And again, because it's a summer Christmas here in Australia, is a big part of our Christmas, and I'll actually make up an orange glaze, and I will not only toothpick orange slices all over the outside of the ham, so that as the heat smokes the ham, the juices kind of leach out of the slices over the ham. I'm then basting it with this orange-based glaze, so you end up with this beautiful sort of. It actually comes out like a ruby red color. The combination of the orange color from the orange and the brown from the smoke sort of creates a ruby red color, and you get this just beautiful, thick, sticky glaze on the outside of this ham. It's a deep red color. You slice into it, it's freshly smoked ham, and because it's ham, when you're done, just put it back in the fridge. Use off a cloth bag to put in the fridge. Get a proper ham bag, and that thing will last for weeks in the fridge. That's one mistake that a lot of people make, is that they'll wrap it in, say, Glad wrap, and the ham sweat, and that's when it turns bad. But if you get a proper ham bag, it's made out of material, mate, that smoked ham will last you for weeks, and it is just beautiful.
Oh, that's definitely very, very scrumptious indeed. My mouth is just watering as we speak. Once again, it's Ben Arnot from the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast and also SmokingHotConfessions.com. You got to check out his site. You got to check out his podcast, because I'll tell you what, if you aren't hungry now, you listen to it for a few minutes, you'll be hungry then, I can assure you. Because when I've listened to it, I really just pick up some great ideas and also some great conversation that he has with people that love cooking and love barbecuing just like him, and also some great tips as well. But I want to ask you, Ben, before we go, a couple things. First off, if you have any tips for anyone out there for this holiday season on great cooking ideas, just a generality. I know you did before on one of our previous podcasts, but if you have any advice, what advice would you give to those trying to make a better holiday meal?
Okay, well, two basic rules for trying to elevate your barbecue, and the first one is obviously buy the best meat that you can afford. So we're all looking to save money here and there, but if that's what you're looking for, then you do need to invest in that quality piece of meat to start with. The second thing that I'd like to recommend is if you're cooking on a charcoal-based barbecue, a Weber or a Pro-Q or a Fornetto, something similar to that, the jump from the briquettes, the little black pillows, actual coal. You'll find that the flavor difference is just so much better. And because it's lump charcoal, that there's a lot less processing involved in the actual fuel itself. Charcoal, it burns hotter, and because it burns hotter, you don't have to burn as much of it to get to that temperature. So it actually ends up a bit more cost effective. The food ends up tasting a whole lot better. It tastes a lot more natural because there's been less processing involved in developing the fuels. And as part of season 2 of my podcast, it's being released on the 2nd of December. I did an interview with Abel from Clean Heat Charcoal, a man from South Africa who's got this amazing charcoal facility. And we break down sort of what goes into those briquettes and how they're made. And unless you're specifically buying an eco-friendly brand like Clean Heat, don't know what's going into those briquettes and therefore what's going on to your food. Tips today would be get the best meat that you can afford and get some lump charcoal instead of the briquettes and give that a try.
Oh, that's some great advice indeed. One last thing before I let you go, my friend, because it's always great to have you on the show. But I've said some great things about Smoking Hot Confessions podcast, but I want to hear it straight from the man himself. What is so awesome about Smoking Hot Confessions, the podcast, and also SmokingHotConfessions.com?
Well, mate, thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk about this so much. What makes my podcast different from the others is that I'm a teacher by day, and so I logically communicate things very well. I explain things very well. I phrase things in a way that the bulk of people that are in the audience are going to be able to understand. And I also like to structure both my episodes and the overarching series so that when you put them all together, it creates a real comprehensive sort of syllabus on barbecue. So for season 1, I did, if you're thinking about moving into competition barbecue, episode number 1 starts with competition bodies and understanding rules and all that sort of thing. And then we move into butchers, pit builders, all this sort of thing. And by the end of the 10th episode, we've covered 10 different topics that are essential to people wanting to get into competition barbecue. Season 1.5, I hit the Australian Barbecue Festival circuit, and I recorded live on the spot interviews with competitors, promoters, sponsors, vendors, entire barbecue scene, and I captured the atmosphere of the festivals and shared them with the audiences. So that was episodes 11 through 18. And what was really exciting was in episode 18, I was actually competing and recording at the same time. So I was really flat out busy. The biggest barbecue competition ever outside of the United States. So there was 101 teams there. Despite the fact that I was splitting my attention between my media work and my barbecue work, we still managed to pull out a first place in chicken and a third place overall at this competition. So as a result of that, we got an entry ticket. We got an invitation to come compete in Houston, in Texas, in February. So I'm actually heading your way in a couple of months. I got to buy my tickets probably next week. Hitting up Houston and trying our luck against 249 other, pro Texan barbecue teams. So that is going to be awesome.
Well, we definitely wish you the best of luck when you head on over to the competition here in the United States. Definitely, I would think, after hearing everything that you've told me over the past couple months when we've talked, I definitely will have my money and also my taste buds definitely on banking on you and your great cooking indeed. Once again, it's Ben Arnold. It's Ben Arnot from the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast. Got to check it out today. SmokingHotConfessions.com. Also as well, Apple Podcasts, Overcast.fm, Player.fm, YouTube, Libsyn, and iHeartRadio now. So we want to congratulate you, Ben, on getting that as well. So check his great podcast out today. And Ben, it's been so great having you on the show. We just truly hope you and your family have the happiest of holidays.
Thank you very much, mate, for having me on again. It's always great to come and chat with you. I love your show. I love what you do, and I'm just I'm really proud that you want me to be a part of it. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. To all the listeners out there, and remember, don't stress about Thanksgiving. Just smoke a Thanksgiving fatty and relax.
There you go, indeed. And I look forward to this spring getting that barbecue going and getting some more great tips from you when we have you come back on the show if you'd like, and being part again of the Pop Culture Cosmos.
I'd love to, mate. I'll be back as many times as you'll have me.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. And it's great having you always on our show, the Pop Culture Cosmos.